Hello, welcome back to the channel. Vormithrax here. Time for some more Cataclysm Dark Days ahead. We're going to continue the Gourmand challenge. So here we are with Timmy Salmon, and we're doing pretty well into our Gourmand challenge. We've already acquired 2 of the ingredients that we're needing to finish this themed challenge. Got our character sheet up right now, and you can see our base stats. Nothing too impressive there. We're working on our skills, and we've got a pretty good amount of gear. We've got full turnout gear with most of the various tools and accoutrements that I try to put together. We're running around with a naginata and a recurve bow, and pretty good basic supplies. So we got quite a bit to get finished, though. Here's the general info on the challenge. As always, during my live streams, you can use the word !challenge to get the general idea or details. So in this one, I'm playing as a gourmand in search of rare and wondrous ingredients for my ultimate meal. Can I find Marloss berries, Triffid heart, Razorclaw eggs, royal jelly, and ant eggs to finish my recipe? So far we finished 2 of those. We've got the Marloss berries from the fungal area, and we've got the royal jelly from the beehive. So we're after the Triffid heart, the Razorclaw eggs, and the ant eggs. And basically, we need to get out and travel. I haven't seen any Triffids yet. And I need to find a shipwreck to track down some Razorclaws, and then I've got to find a standard anthill to get the ant eggs. So far we've only seen an acid anthill, and I am not going inside that thing. So that's kind of the challenge. You can use the settings command to get details on the game world settings. Nothing too extreme in this one, pretty much default settings. They do have wander spawns and NPCs turned on, Z levels on, and the graphics tile set I'm using is the MSX++ Dead People tile set. And then finally the mod list will tell you all the mods I'm using, and I'm just using the same basic set I pretty much use in almost all of my playthroughs, so nothing too surprising there. Okay, so here's our map. We've done quite a bit of traveling in our local area. We were down here recently, so we did a pretty good run through of this area and actually hit a good number of the particularly useful buildings in that location. There's not too much there I'm interested in, although there is a bank on the corner there. So there's still a few spots we might take a look at, but I'm kind of debating. I don't think I really need to hit a bank or anything like that for the rest of this challenge. It really just comes down to, can I find the locations? Because I can handle standard ants, I can handle the Razorclaws. Triffids is the only one I'm a little hesitant about, so I haven't actually fought Triffids, a Triffid queen in the past, so that's the one I'm going to hopefully save for last, if I can manage it. Because I think that's going to be the toughest one. Hopefully with a good vehicle and good weapons on it, I'll be able to take the Triffid queen out and get the item that I need. So we're pretty much going to be focusing on getting the vehicle up and running. We're parked right here in our fire station camp that we've been in since pretty much the start of the game for the most part, pretty early into the game. I want to get it fixed up a little bit further, and then we're going to hit the road. I really don't have a lot of incentive to stick around. I've already fully looted and cleared this town. We've gotten pretty much everything I care about in most of the local towns. We've got good supplies. We've got pretty much everything I really need. All I want to do is get this vehicle fixed up a little better. Ideally, I'd like to get it solared up, but I'm not sure I can afford to wait for that. So it comes down to timing. I do want to make sure at the minimum I get the spotted an acid zombie. How the hell did you get in here? Hey there, acid zombie. Okay. Let's go deal with this problem. I guess I left the door open. No, don't bang on my cart, you idiot. And we get hit by acid anyway. Alright. We're gonna sleep soon anyway, so that's not a big deal, I guess. Alright. I want you out this way. Alright, still got the Shocker Brute corpse. I never did dissect that. I guess we'll get that done right now. Power storage, chain lightning, and wired reflexes. Well, we got all three, so that's really good. I don't think I'm actually going to get any CVMs installed this run, though, so this will be fairly eh. Hey there, Rob. Yeah, I did some research on the transcoding for the resolutions, Rob, and turns out it's not under my control. So what happens is I upload in 1080p, and depending on the number of people uploading and the bandwidth, it goes in priority downhill from the partners down to the affiliates, down to the non-affiliates. So if my turn shows up and they've still got some computing space available, then they'll go ahead and transcode my streams into other resolutions for my viewers. But some days they won't have the stream power available, so it's nothing I can control, unfortunately, other than getting more popular and getting more streamers or more subscribers to raise myself in the rankings so I have access to the better options. So I did look into it, though. Nothing I can do on my side to fix it, other than keep streaming and keep growing. So I'm glad you can watch today, though. That's a good thing. Alright, so surprise acid zombie taken care of. We got some CBMs that like I said, I don't think I'm going to get installed this run. I got some really good ones, too. It's the way of this game. I always find the cool stuff when I don't need it, and can't find it when I really need it. We got wired reflexes, we got, I don't care about chain lightning, we got joint torsion, metabolic interchange, so these are my two favorite power generators. This one's okay, that one's okay. Telescopic eyes is good. I've never heard of kinetic shock absorbers. I'm still not sure what kind of gameplay effect that's going to have for me. Protecting me from fall damage seems pretty useless. Alright, let's get some food and water real fast. Everything frozen? Nothing's frozen. Great. I'll have that one. That is a lot of thirst. And a whole lot of hunger. I was working on a lot of skills, but finally figured out last stream, that it's my low intelligence that's slowing down my reading ability so much. So unfortunately that 7 intelligence is hurting me. I can bump it by a point with a few methods, smoking a cigarette and a few other things, but they're pretty short-lived, and reading takes so long it really doesn't help all that much. So I got a lot of books, but it's just too rough. Take too much time, so I'm not sure if I want to sit here and spend the time to do it. I've actually got a really large supply of food, so I could. Fab and tailoring's already high enough. I don't need to work on that. Driving, I don't care. The melee weapons and such are going to raise on their own. Survival, I may need more than 4, I'm not sure. Mechanics, I'd like to get at least, well, ideally to 8, but 6 at a minimum. Mechanics and cooking and electronics, yeah, there's still 3 or 4 good ones. Mechanics, cooking, electronics, first aid, I'm not so enthused about anymore. First aid skill's a lot less useful than it used to be. But computers would be really good. Actually, no, I don't need computers either. I don't have any intents on going into a lab. Even though I've got all the materials to put a control laptop together, I don't really think I have a need just to complete this challenge, because everything I need is going to be in the overworld. So I'm not going to worry about computers. Electronics, though, I'm going to work on, well, can get some diesel there. We'll pop over and grab that. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to wait. I'm not going to solar vehicle or solar power this vehicle. I think I'm just going to go with the way it is. So, hey there, Retro. Welcome back. Let's so here's the list. Don't need fab. Electronics, I'm kind of waffling on. Electronics and mechanics, both, I would like to get. First aid, I'm not too worried about. Oh, I can go mechanics to 8. Mechanics to 8, and it's only 31 minutes. That's a good mechanics book. Maybe I will. I got plenty of food, and we're on the long season length. We're only on day 34, so we're only a third of the way through spring. Let's do it. Let's actually, it shouldn't take me long real world time-wise to just cycle and do some reading. I think I do want to get some more water set aside, though. 46 chunks of rotten meat. Alright, let's get rid of that as well. Alright, oh, my poor cucumber got rotted as well. Alright, into the fire with all the rotten stuff. Hey there, Dan the Burr. Welcome to the channel. Not planning on taking the time to do mutations or anything like that, so I'm going to empty out those gallon jugs as well. Actually, I've got several empty gallon jugs, never mind. Alright, that'll give us plenty of water. How come that? Did I apparently not do it enough times? Alright, let's also throw on backpack and rucksack. Alright, so we're full and slaked. Let's grab the old bone flute. Alright, still got 18.5 gallons of, or liters of gas in the jerry can, so we got plenty of gas to keep the gas lantern running during the nighttime when I'm reading. So we got food, we've got water, we've got light burning during the day and night, so let's just do a long jam session. I should have eaten some more happy type foods. Oh, I'm wearing filthy gear. I'm sad. Alright, good enough though. Let's start reading. I definitely want mechanics, so let's do that first. We got a 31-minute job here. I don't remember internal combustion fundamentals. This takes, it only takes require intelligence 6. That's great, so we won't take a negative on this one. So this one should go fairly fast. 7 a.m. Let's turn the lantern off. Open the door up. I shouldn't have done that standing right next to the fire. Alright, get away from the fire. Seems like it's still taking forever. 66% even after all that time? 71? Ugh, it is still taking forever. It's taking like 3/4 of a day to get one medium-sized level of mechanics done. So even though I meet the intelligence, it's still taking a super long time. That took 3/4 of a day just to go from Mechanics 4 to Mechanics 5. Only thing I can think of is that the 91-day season, which I'm still getting used to, is elongating the reading time necessary. Where are you at, Fat Zombie? No, not Raccoon. Alright, let's go clear the Fat Zombie. I don't want to kill him with my bone flute. I'm also super encumbered. Come on. Good to know, even though I'm super encumbered, I can hit with the arrows. Alright, area's clear. So yeah, that's taking a really long time. Alright, but we got time to burn. Let's go ahead and have some smoked meat, some water. This time we're going to remember to eat some happy-making food. No, let's not have some cocaine. Let's have cereal, marshmallows, cookies. I probably shouldn't have done this while I'm tired, but oh well. Yeah, that's enough. We're not going to be able to read that much longer anyway. Alright. Man, that took a long time. 101 focus. Good enough. There we go again. So what are we getting? 4%? 8%? But taking forever. We'll stop when we hit, as soon as the sun goes down I'll stop if I'm not dead tired before that. And dead tired, right before the sun came down. Yeah, stop reading, focus just tanked. Sleep as long as you want. Either cabled. Yeah, I always forget how long it takes to pass time when I've got Z levels turned on. Well, I thought this was going to be a fast process real world wise, but if it's going to take me 2 or 3 minutes just to sleep. Fat zombie and a regular zombie. Alright, where are we at? We are mechanics 36%. Alright. Back to the bone flute. Hoping we're hit the next level before it gets dark, and then one more level before we get tired again. 72, 76. Gonna make it before it gets dark. 92. It's gonna be close. There we go. Mechanic 6. Alright, let's go to the lantern, reload it, activate it. And let's have something else to eat real quick. Let's get some 6 doses of pickles, huh? Yeah, let's have some pickles. Alright, now they moved the pickles because it changed the name. Alright, let's go again. So exciting! But I spent a lot of time building up the tools, food, and other infrastructure needed to get this kind of reading grind done, so let's just get it over with while we can. Then we'll hit the road and get some exciting stuff done. It's going to be interesting trying to locate some of the things. They're fairly randomized, so hopefully we don't spend too long on the road looking for them. Because without having a vehicle with a power system I can repair easily with, it's going to be a little rough. Alright, made it to 7. It's 11 in the morning. Focus tanked pretty good. Oh, minus 15 because of the internal combustion book. I just ate all that happy making food, but I don't really care. Let's just go to sleep. Let's get our numbers back. Actually, I'm gonna... get rid of the rucksack. It's kind of hard to know what you mean by you think the levels are broken. I don't play with them very often. I've started playing with them just to kind of see the difference and the variance. I like some of what it does. I dislike some of what it does. I'm pretty meh on it. The main thing I like about it is that it doesn't let you easily just drop downstairs and consider yourself pretty much safe from anything chasing you. So that gets removed. But I don't know, I just don't see much benefit to playing with it, and it slows things down, and I don't know. I just probably will still go back to just not using them. I just don't see enough reason to use it. It just doesn't have that large of an effect on the gameplay, I don't think. I'd rather raise the difficulty in other ways than the Z levels. So it would probably be the last time I turn them on unless something changes to really push me to using them again. But not unhappy I'm using them, but it is slowing things down quite a bit. Alright, take care of this problem. Let's also have some multivitamin and some calcium. So no messages about nutritional problems. I am playing with full nutrition, so I do have to be somewhat careful of what I eat. It's midnight, so we got to go back to the gas lantern, which is almost empty. Okay, focus is good. Now I need to reconsume some happy stuff. Fried seeds. Nah, let's not eat a honeycomb. Let's not have vodka or gin. Alright, what are we at? 5%? Oops, I forgot to turn on the bone flute. Ah, stop it! Okay. $29, $33, $37. Hey there, Nastavar. Thanks very much for the subscription. Appreciate it. $81. Oops. Stop. Activate. Turn off the lantern. Alright, there we go. Mechanics 8. That's a pretty important number. For anybody that doesn't know, you need mechanics of 4 per engine you install. So if you want to have 2 engines in a vehicle, or motors, you've got to have mechanics 8. For 3 motors, you've got to have 12, and so on. It's 4 mechanics per engine or motor. So, plus that lets me repair and do various things in the vehicle. What's it take to repair the UPS? Actually, I got to replace that. I can't just repair it. So I have to locate one of those. What I'm thinking of is maybe actually making a trip up to that bubble car just south of the Acid Ant hill. Gear up in rubber protective gear to protect me against the acid. They're not that dangerous as long as you can avoid the acid. So if I go full rubber boots and other rubber protection items, I think I can probably carve my way up to that bubble car and pull the solar panels off. If I can even get 6 normal upgraded solar panels on my vehicle, fully repaired, with 2 or 3 storage batteries, that'll give me enough energy generation that I can get a welding kit or a welding rig put on, and then the vehicle is self-repairing after that, which is the key one. So, let's finish getting our reading stuff done though. That's one completed. I've just totally avoided the acid ants on Omnimac. I don't know for certain what might be special about their chitin. It's possible they have special acid resistant chitin, so you can put together chitin armor pieces that are highly resistant to acid. I remember something about that, but I've never bothered with them. I just pass them by. I've never had a reason to really go after them. But that's the only bubble car I've found so far in all of the exploring we've done in this area, and I really don't want to mess with standard solar panels. If I remember right, there were four completely green versions and 2 or 3 yellows that I can get repaired up. So I need, you know, technically, if I'm going to put some on the entire interior of the vehicle, 1, 2, 3, 4, I don't remember if I can put one where the turret is, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, I think would be about the most I would do, but 8 would be fine for just the central area of the vehicle here, not putting any on the outside edges. So just that one bubble car would get me quite a distance into what I want to do. But let's finish our reading first. So we got lots more to go. Morale. Oops. I can't fix that much better. So what are we going to do next? Let's go for... Oops. Stop it, fingers. Alright, drop that book. What's up next? Electronics. I can run electronics up pretty high because I can get 5 with the first book, and then I've got Robots for Fun and Profit to take it above that. I think that will take it up to 8. I think robots will go to 8. So I can take electronics all the way up to 8. That will get me most of the electronics recipes that I'm going to need or want, and the ability to, I think, repair the upgraded solar panels. So maybe I'll do electronics next. Then, what else do I really care about? I don't have any computer books, but I don't think that's going to slow me down any. I don't anticipate needing computer skill this run. I don't care so much about first aid, survival, maybe. Cooking is what I actually need. I don't think I have any chemistry books or cookbooks that are going to level me. Nope, cooking to 6. So I can get to 6. I think I'm at 4 currently. But let's do electronics and then cooking, and then we'll figure it out from there. So, a little bit more reading to do. Electronics right there. This one's going to suck. At least I only need 1 level of this one. I don't think Robots for Fun and Profit is going to be any better. With my low intelligence, these electronics books are probably going to take quite a while. Alright, Lightning Storm. Oof, yeah, it's going to take quite a while. 38% so far. Yep. Ouch. Keep on going. Yeah, Cable, there's quite a few keyboard commands, but the counter to that is it's an amazingly broad and deep game, which few are. If you want to have this much content where you're still running into new things after 2,000 hours of gameplay, the consequence to that is there's a lot of different commands. And it is a roguelike keyboard-driven game, so the interface, you can only do so many things with a particular command, and it's a volunteer force that's developing the game, so there are ways to cut down on the amount of key presses, as Retro mentions. Some of my quick tip series highlight some of those options, and like most games, after a little bit of play, it becomes second nature and you don't really notice a lot of the key presses you're making. So for newer players, I always mention the action menu, Shift 5, or the percent key. This will give you the action item for just about anything you can do at the current time, based on your skills, based on what you're carrying, and so on. So you can just bring this up, and usually you can find most things that you are intending to do just right here in this list. And there's other ways as well. Alright, let's pick up some more smoked meat. My diet of smoked meat all day, every day is going to come back on me at some point. Time for some more calcium and a gummy vitamin today. Ooh, and let's have some inject. Do I have a syringe? Nope, I don't have a syringe. Wow. All right. Apparently, I haven't picked up a syringe yet. Okay. Enjoyed our smoked meat, music. Let's have some more happy making food. So when I say I'm eating happy making food, what I'm talking about is I'm looking at this joy column. This is things that raise your morale. So some things are good, some things are bad. If I try to eat a chunk of fat, it's -10. It's not a very pleasant experience. Whereas cookies are +10. And I'm raising my morale, which raises my focus, which gives me bonus experience points. Alright, it is daylight. Turn off the lantern again. Pop open our door. And back to reading we go. If you're brand new cabled and you haven't played before, I'd recommend you watch at least the first 6 episodes of my tutorial series. It's kind of a handhold guide through the game, starting from how to install it, how to do the basics of the interface for the launcher, how to create your first world, and then it walks you through an early game for the standard default scenario, the survivor in an evac shelter. It's a good guide to just kind of watch, and you can play along yourself and kind of follow a lot of the steps that I do. Your world will generate differently, but the basics of what I do and such is going to be pertinent, and you can kind of just follow along there. And I explain everything as it comes up in the playthrough. Now, the tutorial series goes 174 episodes. By no means feel obligated to watch the whole thing. If you're enjoying it, go right ahead. But just the first 6 will get you the basics and get you kind of into the game safely. The biggest thing about Cataclysm is do not get frustrated about dying. Everybody dies a ton in the early parts of this game, even on the standard default settings. But the great thing is it's a very, very... I'll say logical game world. What I mean by that is knowledge is power. The more you learn about the game, I won't say the easier it gets, but if you plopped a brand new player and plopped me into the exact same situation, I'll just shrug it off and nonchalantly walk away from what seems to be a certain death situation for a new player. And that's purely down to the knowledge of the game systems. So the more you learn, the better you get at the game, and you'll be learning and learning and learning for a long time, which is a great thing about the game. Alright, tired, but haven't actually passed out yet. Let's just keep going here. What are we up to? You can know... What? Right, did I gain the level? Electronics 5, so apparently I did. I was looking for a message here when it says you can no longer learn from the tech review. Did I hit the max and that was just one cycle, and then it told me again that I couldn't read it? However, alright, books down. Next book, electronics. Where you at? Where you at? Right there. Oh yeah. Wait a minute. Electronics for Fun and Profit. It doesn't even have a chapter reading amount. That doesn't bode well. I mean, like historic weaponsmithing just says greater than an hour. I don't remember ever seeing it not have a listing. Oh, this will go all the way to electronics 10. Wow. Well, I'm definitely probably not going to go to 10. That's 5 levels as slow as we're going. It'd take us probably a week and a half of game time. I'm going to hit midsummer by the time I get out of this garage just from reading books, apparently. Let's see, I'm at 5. What does that let me make? That gets me to... Alright, so I got the vehicle welding rig now. I just need the PBA or goggles and the steel frame, and I can put a welding rig into the vehicle. So that's one of the major milestones right there I always want to make sure I get to, so I can electrify my vehicle, so I can get it to be self-sufficient. What else am I going to need? I'm not going to need to worry about EMP grenades. I'm not planning on going into labs. Don't care about the forge rig. Alright, I can build a UPS. All it takes is 4 power converters and a small storage battery, huh? Alright. I do the conversion mod, which is important. That way I can power up my tools off of my vehicle's UPS. I actually might be high enough in electronics for everything I actually plan to do. My only worry is solar. Upgraded. So what sucks sometimes... Oh, that's going off fabrication. Alright, that's even better, so I don't need to worry about that. Alright, I think I'm going to switch off from electronics. Let's go to... let's go to cooking. I do really need cooking. Cooking's pretty important. Yep, stop reading. Off to sleep we go. Won't take too much longer. I just got a couple more books I think I want to do. I'm still debating electronics. I might actually do 2 more levels just to make sure I'm covered and that I've got some cushion in the difficulty on the recipes. Yeah, that's true, Retro, where you can think through your moves thoroughly unless you play with the real-time mode enabled, which I experimented with for an episode or 2. There is an option here, if you're not familiar with it, real-time turn progression. You can turn that on and set a timer, and basically times flow by automatically, so you can't just sit there and kind of figure things out and watch. Time actually passes. That was kind of entertaining, but there were ways to kind of cheese it. You could still pause it by opening an inventory screen or various other screens. I didn't feel like it added enough. I prefer the let me sit back and think through my moves and ponder the movement point factors and damage factors and all that kind of stuff. I like the tactical approach more than the real-time approach. So... Alright, back to... At least it's warm enough now that everything's not freezing at night, so I'm far enough into spring that the temperature's switching around a bit. So that's nice, I'm not having to constantly reheat everything. Alright, so where's some happy food? No, not Cody. Oops, I'm not standing next to my food pile. I think I'm out of marshmallows. Oh, no, 3 more marshmallows. Alright, 3 in the morning. Have to go to the gas lamp for a little bit. %. Another lightning storm. Where you at, Scarred Zombie? 37. If he wanders over, we'll take care of him. The temperature things have been undergoing a lot of changes. They're playable now. Most of the major bugs are worked out. When you first start and it's early spring, you do have a lot of stuff freezing. And as time progresses, you'll see that it then only freezes at night, then it doesn't freeze at all, night or day. So I think they've got it close to where they want it. As long as you understand how it works, it's not too bad. Alright, didn't quite make the level up before the sun went down. Why am I still able to read? Jeez. Now it's too dark to read? 96%. I seem to be standing in the dark for quite a while before that message popped up. Alright, gonna have to boil up some more water here pretty quick. As I cram 9 pounds of meat down my gullet. Alright, let's grab another 30 smoked meat. Okay, 20 smoked meat. And drop. Oops, nope. What was that? Was that raccoon still in my area there? I'm gonna assume that was that raccoon. You in here somewhere? Hey, a raccoon. You probably won't bother me. If a raccoon nibbles on me while I sleep. So we're right at the edge of another level of cooking. $7:20, pretty good timing. Alright, you can go outside now, pet raccoon. There's level 5, keep going. I gotta decide how far I want to push cooking. Actually, I don't know how far this book will take me. 6 might be the most... Whoops. Perhaps turn on the bone flute. 6 might be as far as this book will take me. And I don't know if I have any other books for it. I don't think I do. 6, I think, is what I need for pemmican, but 7 is safer. Otherwise I'll lose all my components when I fail it multiple times and I get all ragey. Yeah, Scarred Zombie is pretty much blind. It's almost as blind as a shady zombie. It'll warn me when he gets close if he does, so I'm not too worried about a Scarred Zombie. There we go. I guess it's it takes a really long time for me to read this book, so it gets dark, but I'm still in the chapter that I'm finishing, and then I get the message. 58%, so getting closer. Keep on going. I don't like pets and slaves and so on. I tend to rely on maneuverability too much, and they're just too slow and too stupid. I just don't like relying on them. I heard a crash. Sure, stop reading. Northeast, I hear a crash. Something wants in. Turn that off. Turn that off. Wield the Naginata. Alright, who's out here? Me there, tough zombie. You ain't so tough. Whoops, I slaughtered him right on top of my funnel. Alright, anybody else? Alright. Alright, you stupid zombies, what the hell? Bone flute's not making that much noise. Hey, shady zombie that can see me because you've broken sightline mechanics. Under the hood. Oops. Another shady. And another shady. That one's heavily damaged. Alright, let's go clear up the neighborhood. What the hell? These guys seem to be teleporting into existence. Alright, back to... man, the scarred zombie shows up. Oh, he's way over there. Eh, I'm not gonna worry about you. Mm-hmm. 95. Level 6 cooking skill, and we can no longer learn from the chemistry book. Alright, what are we down to? Fab, first aid, survival electronics. Yep, and that's it. We'll get some of the minor ones done real quick as well. Let's 8 in the morning. I don't want to lose the daylight, so let's go ahead and do it now. Hopefully these don't take a lot of intelligence, so I can burn through them pretty quick. I can get my fab to 10. Hopefully we can get the unarmed to 3 before I get dead tired. Maybe not. We're at 68. Nah, stop reading. No sense pushing it. we're getting closer. Well, too much more reading to do, and we'll be able to do some funner stuff. Funner stuff, more fun stuff. Things that are more fun. Wake up, you're burning daylight. Last marshmallow? Oh, I still got marshmallows. Alright. Come on, unarmed combat. Whoops. Ignore that guy. I don't care about Scarred Zombie. I don't. Oh, he came closer. Yeah, fine. Don't want to beat him to death with my bone flute. That doesn't sound optimal. Where are you? Oops. Remember to pulp him. Alright, got that one done. Next up, where's that shotgun one? I'm not going to use the shotgun one. 15 minutes versus 8 minutes. Yeah, if there's anything I've learned about Cataclysm, it's take advantage of the time frames where you can do skill ups and level ups and things like that. It just raises your survivability so much. But knowing how to get to a self-sufficient situation like this where you can spend the time just eating, drinking, and reading for a while, it's pretty critical. Alright, that one's done. I've got shotguns, I've got handguns, I've got submachine guns, I've got launchers. What I don't have is rifle. I had to do rifle the hard way. I'm not worried about those. I don't think that's actually going to help me. So I think I'm down to electronics and maybe survival. Yeah, let's do survival.